Hello, beautiful, amazing, fantastic world, and you, wonderful, wonderful individual you. Today, I would like to speak about a sense of gratitude, reverence, and devotion for the higher worlds and, well, kind of not taking credit for the work and the graces that they are giving us when we are doing this spiritual development. For without them, we would not be able to even grow and come into the future state of being we are meant to go into. They kind of are the blueprint and also the ideal, the Christ. And when it comes to spiritualizing ourselves and the world, it is all about being consciously active, working imaginatively within this, through our thinking and also through our feeling. Now, when you combine these two, warming up your thoughts, as it were, instead of having the feelings and thoughts separate, you kind of have them stable. And of course, your will is working within there too, but it is more hidden because it is the activity of what we are adjusting and maneuvering with our thoughts. So when we are imaginative and enliven the world, we are not in any way becoming fantastical and or otherworldly. It's more like we see the physical world, but the physical world also is the the physical reflection of spiritual beings that is all around us, all within us. And when we go inward, or outward, but we need to first know ourselves and also the concepts and the proper, well, things to know about to truly awaken and come into these things. For we need to know what truly is there instead of just speculating. So once we have come to first study concepts and such for a while, or you can do as you go and study the concepts, then try out for yourself, so that you can over time build that trust. For it is all about holding an open and a receiving mind and spirit, soul, spirit, and body. It is that, and to be able to receive grace and to receive insights and developmental forces from the higher worlds, one needs to be reverent and devotional and thankful, giving them the proper respect, for they are, after all, children of God and the hosts of the Christ, and I personally think they deserve some respect and some love and gratitude, for they truly are enormously helpful when it comes to development. When you have a certain amount of trust with where you are guided towards, of course one needs to have heart and soul in all of this, a certain moral tact and moral sensitivity. So you feel pain when you see others are in pain. You feel joy when you see others are in joy. And having a sense of connectivity with and then dynamic relationship with the world, and having a direct interaction with it, and at the same time through our imagination and through our inner life enlivening the world at the same time. And through gratitude and devotion, it's much easier to connect to these higher beings, because that is what they're kind of made of, and that is their state of life constantly. Gratitude for the Most High, for the high, and well, that is a beautiful state to me. By us always holding a certain amount of inner discipline, just like when you are utilizing physical science to study something, you are meticulous, and your state of being is what matters. It has nothing to do with the physical science, but the state of being they are in. That can be used and utilized in spiritual science too. that is how it becomes spiritual science. It is a blend of science and arts and spirituality and religion. It's a syncretic thing, truly, a living thing. It cannot truly be defined because, except through the concepts we are speaking about, and that is what it has a soul life, soul spiritual life of its own that we connect to as human beings in union and cooperation and harmony. For by us choosing to go above ourselves and what we normally would egotistically want and need, we choose to work towards and into the whole of this earth and try to be as balanced and as have as a calm and clear and steady but loving inner life as possibly can be. And by always praying and holding oneself kind of open to the higher worlds, they are always willing to assist us, but we need also to clear a lot of our karma inwardly, for that is how we lift ourselves up towards them. We become less heavy in our soul spiritual, in a sense. Our physical body will still be here, but we will be less attached to it per se. That's the best way of describing it. It actually is more of a sense organ than anything, because we truly are trying to sense not only with our eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and touch, but also with all of the other senses and our soul and our spirit. For we wish to not only be able to see the outer physical world, but also enliven it with the soul spiritual that is the higher worlds, the divine hierarchy, the angels, angelic, and archaic worlds. And, well, it just brings another dimension to everything. It becomes a whole, I don't know what to call it, but a choir. It is a community of all kinds of beings, and we have progressive, healthy beings. We have, backward beings that have more or less lagged a little behind in their development, and they don't have physical bodies, but they are affecting us as human beings in our being. Of course, if we do practice and meditate and strengthen our inner being, we are less affected by them because we guard ourselves against them or transform them when they show up in our own being, because they are known to us, kind of. Facing up to them and strengthen the good in us, the moral, the loving, the forgiving, the redeeming. For the path to redemption, the path requires a little gratitude, and devotion and reverence goes a long way in connecting to our higher siblings. And our higher siblings is invaluable to have as teachers and guides, for they can show some amazing, amazing life in the world. For as we say, we are meant to enliven and so that we can love the world even deeper with its plethora of variation and differences and individualities and plants and animals, minerals, and you name it. And to, well, find that feeling of family and union with the world. And one truly has to work for it, for it is constant questions and, well, let us say disagreements that shows up within oneself that one has to cope and go up against. And, well, that is what the spiritual world is about. That is why we practice and study. For the more knowledge we have, the more wise we become, and the more understanding we become in the esoteric and in the, well, soul spiritual life of our own selves, we can also help others by being an example, and if someone should need it, be a guide and whatever whatever the world might ask of us, in a sense. So as far as our abilities goes, of course, we do have all limitations, and we are all our stage of development, and that is okay. This is the beauty of the variation of the world. And to overcome all of this turmoil and disharmony and all of this that is in this, that is the challenge we are presented with. And we are slowly and steadily working towards having an inner being that is far more, for we cannot, if we had, I have used this example before, if we had taken all of mankind and put them into a paradise, the paradise would quickly revert back to where we came from, because our inner being hadn't changed yet. Once our inner being, ourselves, every individual one of us, have changed, that is when the world outside also do the same, for the world changes with us. That is also one of the responsibilities we have on, well, our shoulders today too. For we can either be a passenger in our own life, or we can actively work towards something good and something true and something beautiful. And yeah, I think that is what I will leave you with today. I'm going to have a break this weekend, so may you have a nice weekend, and may you be protected, guided, blessed, and loved by Father, Holy Spirit, Christ, Michael, ancient masters of old, ancestors from every incarnation, and may you be provided for with all that you need to survive, live, thrive, being creative, inspirational, and healing to the world, so others can choose to follow and find their own path when the time is right. See you. Thank you. Goodbye.